Hi guys, Cameron here from PaintsOnA4Up. I just thought I'd start doing something slightly differently and see what I could expand myself into. So I've thought about just starting up this wee little YouTube channel and video series of what will essentially be monthly vlogs. I may not be every month, I might do some weekly depending on what projects I've just finished or kind of what things I'm going on in my life and all that sort of stuff. But I thought I'd give it a shot and see what it's like just to kind of have that going on in the background, as well as the miniature painting and the Instagram and Facebooks and all that sort of stuff that normally are going on. So what I'm planning on doing with this is essentially just having myself chatting in front of the camera, or then some models behind it, and yeah, just seeing kind of everything that I've done in this last month, kind of as a hobby roundup style of thing. And then at the end, we'll conclude kind of what's been going on and potentially set up for what I'm then planning on doing for the next month, just to kind of have you all on board so you understand what's coming, and so I can kind of set myself a target of what I'm then going to do. So that's this for just now. Let's jump into see what I've done in the last month, and I'll show you some pretty models, and then I'll meet you back here after. Okay, let's do it. So here we've got Keely from Thorns Company for Games Workshop's Middle-earth strategy battle game. I'm a huge fan of their system and I play it a lot. It's probably the game that I play most. And as you can see, I've got 4 sets of it. I've got one of the plastic sets, which is a commission, and I'm painting that up for a friend, and I've then got a plastic set for myself, so they're the 2 that kind of match. We've then got a Forge World set, which is the one based on the snow bases and coming out of the Raven Hill. And then we've got a Barrels Out of the Bond. Now, I'm not particularly keen on these models. They have no in-game use, but I got them because I thought they were funny. And who knows, there may well be a scenario that comes out later for them. I've been working on these for quite some time. I think I've got about 7 of them done completely so far. Keely here being my 6th, and you'll see in a minute we've got Balin as well. Fairly simple, fairly straightforward. It is just kind of getting them done, tabletop standard. It's kind of all I've been looking for and all my friend is looking for as well, so it's a good thing about them. But let's just nip over and see Balin now. And here we've got Balin, same again, 4 different sets of Thorns Company. We've got the Barrels Out of the Bond just coming there. We've then got the 2 different versions of the plastic, and we've got the Forge World, like I said. They're all very simple, and they were good fun to paint Balin, actually. I really enjoyed him. Kind of the difference in the reds and the browns, it was quite good fun. And actually, one of the things I didn't mention with Keely is the UV resin that I'm using on the Barrels Out of the Bond. That's just some Green Stuff World. And then the bases for the other 3 are from Generation Shift, actually. He's a wonderful guy in the Middle-earth strategy battle game kind of community, makes phenomenal bases, and actually over the course of however long I do these videos for, pretty much any Lord of the Rings stuff or Hobbit stuff that I'm doing will be based on these. I offer these with my commissions as well, so it's good fun, and they're kind of nice scenic bases for everything. And then we kind of swap over onto a different game system completely and a different style of model. So these are some Warlord Games models, specifically World War II Germans. These are the long grey coats, and I had 7 of these. Goes along with the mass commission that I'm doing. I'm doing 150 odd Nazis from the era, and these were just the next batch of them. I'm not doing the basis for these. The client has got a idea of what he's doing for them anyway. These are kind of just painted up to a kind of standard tabletop, in my opinion, but the client is perfectly happy with them and he thinks they're absolutely fantastic. I'm not a huge historical gamer myself. I've done a little bit of painting on Napoleonics before, but they were kind of 10mm rather than these 28 or 25, whatever they are. They're good fun to paint, nice, simple, easy, quick and effective, and realistically that's kind of one of the best things about them. Wonderful models, and I would recommend anyone giving them a bash if they're into historical stuff. And then we kind of get on to what I'm probably going to be showing a lot of over the next couple of months, purely because I'm getting this army completely finished. So this is my Sons of Medusa for my 40k gaming. I've got 2 40k armies that are kind of my biggest ones. I've got the Sons of Medusa, like I say, the Space Marines, and I've got some Necrons as well. They are Great models. I really enjoy painting these, and I've got most of them completely painted. I've got about 2,000 points, if not more, completely painted, but they've not been based, so I don't class them as finished. Models aren't finished to me until they are based. And with these, it's nice, simple. I've even got some just drying on the table just now next to me. And this guy is from the 500 store anniversary opening, and he was a great model to get. I built him in parts, if I remember correctly, and I don't normally build models and paint them in parts, but this guy, trying to get into the helmet, trying to do the back and all that sort of stuff, I just had to. The green here is actually overbrushed, which isn't something that I normally do. It's kind of a heavy dry brush if you haven't heard of it before, and then everything else is then just layering and edge highlighting, that sort of stuff over it. But it was a nice kind of change of pace, me doing these models. It was really, really good fun, and I painted them all during the first lockdown in the UK. I painted, like I say, about 2,000, 2,500 points in 8th edition rules. I haven't looked at the 9th edition. And you'll be seeing in a second that the captain will be coming up as well for these guys. I thought I'd start with the two big characters and just see what I could do with the bases. I think it's kind of worked out really, really well. The kind of splash over onto the boots of him trudging through this kind of sand and dirty area, I think is really, really nice. I was considering putting some grass tufts over them, but I decided against it. I just thought that this model shone perfectly fine for just the base that he was on just now. But let's have a look at the captain. Here we go. So this is then the captain that we've got just here. If I remember correctly, this was a store anniversary model. I'm not overly specific on that one. I can't remember exactly, but I think it was. He's, again, an absolute great model. This is one of the models I would say that I have done my absolute best in painting skills completely. I love the way that I've done the cloak, just the kind of fades into the dark reds and then going back into the bright reds, and then same on the light side of the cloak. I have no idea how I pulled it off. I've never been able to replicate it since, and I still think it is one of the best models I've ever painted. It's absolutely fantastic. Also love it. He always captains my army anytime that I am running my Sons of Medusa. He is always the HQ running in fourth, and it's absolutely fantastic. Again, armor and everything else is done the exact same way as the lieutenant was that you've just seen previous. Wonderful model, nice little bit of plasma there as well, an orange plasma. I thought it just complemented the kind of green of the armor very well, and the kind of fades into the red you can see just on the back part there. Just looks awfully good, and again, with the base, this was all that was needed to be done, and then I just gave it a dry brush and brought it up into the feet, and I've also done it onto the cloak. You'll be able to see just as it comes around here that it does fade into it. It's just all these little extra details that I thought I'd add into these models as I'm basing them. It makes them look even better and kind of finishes them off. But let's go to the conclusion now, because that is all the models that we have for today. There we go then. That's kind of what I've managed to paint this month. As I said, some are commissions, some are personal projects, some are a little bit of both. And I just thought that it would be good to kind of keep track of it and show you what's kind of all been doing. Got a lot more Curse City coming, unsurprisingly, and then a lot more of the Germans, the Warlord Games Germans coming up as well. Other things that I'm planning on doing for the next month, I've got a tournament coming up for Games Workshop's Middle-earth strategy battle game. I'm planning on taking Ents, so a Fangorn army allied in with Gandalf the White. So that's got to be done because I've got that tournament in July. And I'm certainly playing a good faction, so if I don't have them done by the end of June, it's going to be a little bit touch and go and how that's going to work. Kind of probably going to finish off some more Sons of Medusa. I've got a full army of them. I've got 2,000 points, which mostly are painted, but there's a few little touch-ups that need to be done, and a lot of them still need based. So you might be seeing a lot more of them coming on this channel, just kind of to finish off and round up that whole hobby project, get it completely done. Other than that, I'm planning on starting Skaven, specifically for Warcry. I might also look at some Stormcast Eternals for them as well, and then kind of thinking of doing a kill team, so kind of 15 models, but like fully customizable sort of thing, like they'll be kind of down to their specialists. I've also got a bunch of Kroot lying around. That would be quite fun to do, but who knows about them. They're certainly on the back burner, and we'll see what comes up. You might see one or two popping up every so often. But yeah, that's probably going to be the roundup for this, and we'll see you kind of come the start of July. It'll be kind of end of June, beginning of July. We'll have another video up, hopefully, of what I've been doing for the last month in June. But thanks very much for watching, guys. Apparently there's a sign-off thing that every YouTuber does, and it's kind of like links in the description below and whatnot. Fuck it, go on Instagram, follow me on there. I post fairly regularly, even if it's just my stories, and you'll kind of see that information going there, and everything will be up there of what I'm doing over the month anyway. Appreciate it, guys. Thanks very much for watching, and bye-bye.